YouTube family? Welcome back if you old. If you new, welcome to my channel. Hopefully you like and subscribe and become a part of my YouTube family. So y'all, today I am bringing y'all a baby update for trimester 1 to 3. Okay, y'all? I am in the third trimester. I was supposed to got y'all one every trimester, but I never recorded y'all. So I'm here today to record this for y'all, okay? So we're going to start off with trimester 1. I wrote y'all my notes in my phone. So let's get into the video. Matter of fact, y'all, we're gonna start off how I knew I was pregnant and stuff like that, okay? So the kids is home, y'all. It's Saturday. I'm trying to keep them quiet, but y'all, if y'all have kids, y'all know. But yeah. So the signs that I had that I was pregnant was I was always sleepy. Hey! Be quiet. So some of the signs that I had was I was always sleepy. I felt fluttering in my stomach, so I kind of figured that I was pregnant because I'm like, why is I'm feeling like slightly kicks in my stomach? I'm like, this is weird. I never feel that at the beginning of my pregnancy. But y'all, this is number 4. So this is my 4th pregnancy and my 4th baby. So I don't know. Probably the farther you get, the earlier you can feel it, I guess. I don't know, y'all. But I felt fluttering in my stomach. I was like, okay. So yeah. And then cramps. Those was the 3 signs of me thinking that I'm pregnant. So I went to go take pregnancy tests. Okay, so on July 9th, I took my first pregnancy test. I knew I was pregnant, but for some reason it was negative, y'all. So I think, okay, I'm going to do it again. So then I retested on July 11th. And it was still negative. I'm like, there's no way, y'all. And then July 23rd was when I finally got the positive test, y'all. And y'all still saw those, like, I don't know, vlogs back that I did the pregnancy test video. If y'all didn't watch my pregnancy test video, go back and watch it, y'all. But yeah, so I took 3 tests weeks and weeks after each other to find out I was pregnant. And I already kind of figured out I was pregnant because my last period was June 21st, y'all. So on my app, the pink is where, hold on, y'all. Yeah, let me see. The pink is where, y'all can't really see this. It's too bright. I'm going to have to take a screenshot of it and put it on the side, okay? But the pink is where, my period was on. And that was June 21st to June 25th. And the app is predicting that I got pregnant on the last day of my period. That's kind of weird. But, y'all, my period was irregular, so it could be off a little bit. Because the 25th, it said I was pregnant. But the last time I had sex was the 19th of June. And then I had sex on June 26th after my period went on. So, I think that's a little off, y'all. And then on June 6th, I ovulated. I had sex June 5th. So, if I was pregnant right here, it's because I had sex on June 5th, y'all. But I don't know. I think it's a little awkward that I got pregnant at the end of my period. But anyway, because we didn't have sex on my period, so that's weird. But anyway, in July, I ovulated the 8th. I had sex on the 3rd, the 4th, the 6th, the 8th. So, I thought that's when I got pregnant, but I'm guessing not. And then I was having sex more often in that month. So yeah, y'all. So right here, it's saying I got pregnant on the 25th. That was the last day of my period in June. I don't know how true that is, y'all, because like I said, my period is always irregular. So, By that saying that, July 23rd was the day that I found out that I was pregnant because I had a positive test. But like I said, on July 9th is when I started feeling the flutters in my stomach. So I already figured that I was pregnant. I just kept getting a negative test, and I was like, but then again, y'all, I don't know. But yeah, because when I went to go do the pregnancy test in the hospital, I was only 3 weeks pregnant, y'all. So I kind of found out already, because I think with the other kids, I found out at 5 weeks. I was 3 weeks pregnant. So July 23rd to July 9th, that's sound like it only could have been a couple weeks. Let me see. July 23rd, 1, 2. July 9th is 2 weeks from July 23rd. I took it the 9th, 2 days after that, and then the 23rd. So, y'all, if I was 3 weeks on the 23rd, I was pregnant on the 9th. It just didn't come up on the test because it was too early, y'all. Because my period wasn't until the end of July. It's not on here no more, so I don't know what day. But I would say like the 21st of July I was supposed to have my period, and it never came. So, yeah, it was supposed to come the 21st of July. And then the 22nd, I was like, okay, I'm going to give it one more day because my period is irregular, like I said. And sometimes it take 2 days. And then the 22nd, it didn't come on. And then the 23rd, it didn't come on. And then, okay, let me take a test because I'm definitely pregnant now, y'all. But yeah, so the whole time I've been pregnant. But whatever. On that case, I found out I was pregnant July 23rd, y'all, of 2025. Okay, y'all? My pre-pregnancy weight. My pre-pregnancy weight was 152 on May 27, y'all. And then by July 23rd, when I went to the hospital, I was weighing at 161, y'all. So my pre-pregnancy weight more was 161.2. Because that's the day I found out I was pregnant. So, yeah. Y'all, I just found out I was a diabetic in February of 2025, y'all. Type 2 diabetic. When after I got the test done and I went to my first OB, that when they took me off of the pills for diabetics because I was pregnant, of course, and you can't take pills while you're pregnant. Well, that kind of pill. But yeah. Alright, so first trimester. First trimester is 1 to 13 weeks, y'all. So I'm going to give y'all the signs for first trimesters, okay? Some have dates, some don't, because I wasn't tracking it. But my first trimester was from July 23rd to September 26th. Alright, so morning sickness started. Morning sickness started Monday, August 4th, y'all. I was 6 weeks and 3 days. And I was 6 weeks and 3 days, y'all, when my morning sickness kicked in. My morning sickness was severe, y'all. I kept on throwing up. I throwed up water. I throwed up food. I throwed up medicine. I was just throwing up everything, y'all. And I could not hold nothing down at all. So, I was struggling. I threw up soda and everything. I was throwing up every time I was in a car. I'm guessing from motion sickness, I guess. But yeah, y'all. I threw up going up the steps. I threw up getting out the bed to go to the bathroom. Man, I was going through it. My morning sickness did not stop until 15 weeks, y'all. The same with the Yaz, too. It stopped at 16 weeks. Then, on August 26th, that's when my boobs started becoming tender. Wait, no. August 4th is when my boobs becoming tender and I had the morning sickness. August 26th, I was 9 weeks and 3 days. That when constipation started. Monday, September 1st, I was 10 weeks and 2 days. I wasn't nauseous no more. And I was able to keep food down finally. But still vomiting in the morning over an empty stomach or when I'm not eating. So if I wake up and I don't eat, and I take too long to eat, like, in the morning I wake up at 7:30. I gotta get the kids to school, so I don't eat until 10:30. So when I get home by 10:30, as soon as I walk up the steps, I throws up. because I didn't eat yet. And I've been up for what? A couple hours. I've been up for like 3 hours, probably 3.5 hours, and I didn't eat yet. See, the baby was like, nope, you need to eat. I am hungry. It makes me throw up, y'all. Okay. Wednesday, September 16th, I was 12 weeks and 2 days. I started becoming dizzy and feeling like passing out in the shower. Still nauseous, y'all. So I was like, so every time I stand in the shower, as soon as the water hit me, I don't have to be in the yawn, but as soon as the water touched my body, I was getting nauseous and I was getting dizzy and felt like I was going to pass out. Comment down below if that ever happened to y'all. But luckily I never had a pass out episode, so that's good for me. Alright, y'all, so we're going to move on to the second trimester, okay? Second trimester, 14 to 27 weeks. That's from October 3rd to January 2nd. Wednesday, October 8th, week 14 and 5 days. Constipated still. I was still fighting constipation. Yay, restless. My yays was keep going numb. I kept feeling the needles in my yays when sitting. And like I said, morning sickness was still on until week 15. I thought it was done, but it wasn't quite done until week 15, y'all. Monday, October 20th. I was 17 weeks. That's when my headache started. I was thinking it was my blood pressure, so I started taking my blood pressure to make sure. Every time I got a headache, I took my blood pressure to make sure I don't have preeclampsia. And it wasn't my blood pressure. It's just I was having a headache for some reason. Okay, December 3rd. That's when I started going to my OBGYN every week. So at this point, I was going every week, y'all. I don't know why, but I was just going every week. I don't know if they counted me as high risk at this time because I was a pre-diabetic or whatnot, but I don't know. I started having heartburn with water, y'all. That's horrible. Like, I would drink some water and then lay down. And then right under here, like in this area, right here, I will have heartburns real severe. I tried Tums. Tums didn't work. I tried this liquid medicine that tastes like, that don't have no taste, but it's real chalky. And that crap don't work either. So I just had to deal with it, y'all. But my heartburn was horrible because I could not be comfortable. I had to keep switching. And when I switch to my other side, I get more comfortable. But if I lay on one side, I have to lay with a pillow underneath my chest or something. And if I laid on my back, I can feel like I was choking on air, I guess. Like, I was like, I can feel all the pain in my chest and all the acid, like I have to burp. So I sit up, burp like 3 times, lay back down, and still there. So I was so uncomfortable, y'all. Alright, and then here goes third trimester, y'all. Third trimester is 28 to 40 weeks. Okay, so my third trimester is January 9th to March 31st. I'm in the third trimester right now, y'all. So, Friday, January 2nd, at 27 weeks, is when I start taking my first insulin. This is after I took, I failed the first, glucose test. And my sugar was real high. It was like 241 or something like that. I went to take the 3-hour one and failed that one too. I failed all 3 parts. Only passed 1 part. So that was severely diabetic. So instead of doing a diet like they did with Jayana, they started me on insulin. So when I first started on insulin, they started me off yo. I started off at 10 milliliters and only 1 insulin at bedtime. The Young Yasin one. And then my fasting was high. Yeah, my sugar was high from waking up from fasting. So we jumped up from 10 to 15, then we jumped up to 20, then 25. And then we jumped up to 30. When we jumped up to 30, that's when they recognized that I was still having high sugar. So they went to giving me, so now I'm taking 2 insulins. I'm taking the Young Yasin one at nighttime. And then I'm taking the short one, Yasin one, with each meal. I started off with 7 milliliters plus the scale. So if my sugar was high, I would have to add 2 more milliliters to that 7. Or 4 more milliliters, depending on how high it is, y'all. So when I was using that scale, I wasn't adding no more units. I was taking all my units with 7 for each meal. So then we noticed that my fasting is going down. So then at this point now, recently, we had to go back on my young Yasin insulin because we noticed that my fasting was real low in the morning now. It's like 50 between 70, and it's still like that to today, y'all. So now on my insulin, I am taking 20 at night, and that's it. And then during the day, I'm taking 10 at each meal because my breakfast and my lunch, 1 hour after breakfast and lunch, is still high. But it's more likely because what I'm eating. Because I'm eating cereal every morning. But I only eat 1 bowl of cereal now. But you're not supposed to really eat cereal if you're diabetic in pregnancy. Because of all that carbs. Because you got to count the carbs in the cereal. And you got to count the carbs in the milk. So, yeah. But I'm hard-headed. I'm going to eat cereal because that's the quickest thing I could get to. And I don't have to cook it. So, yeah, y'all. I don't want to tell y'all so much about me recently because I have to, I want to do my next update so I can show y'all my stomach and everything. But yeah, so at the end of this video, I'm going to upload pictures of my pregnancy test and my ultrasounds from the beginning of my pregnancy and pictures of my stomach, okay, y'all? But I'm not going to show y'all a stomach view until the next video because I want y'all to see it in my, 36-week update, okay, y'all? So, y'all, this is going to be the, let me see, I think this is the end of this video. I think I told y'all everything. Okay, hold on, I got 2 more things to tell y'all. So, I'm not sure what day, but I will say January more likely, I started having the runs. And I'm like, no, probably February, I started having the runs. I'm like, okay, is I'm about to have this baby? Because I know some people said when you start having the runs, it's time for labor. So I started having the runs in February. I'm like, what is this? What's going on? And I started pooping more often. So, sorry y'all, that's TMI. But yeah. And then another day, my discharge is more watery and watery as I go. So yeah. But that's all, y'all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. And don't forget to turn your notification bell on. Thank y'all. Love y'all. And bye-bye.